AI continues to blur the boundaries between possible and impossible as researchers at medARC register another insane breakthrough. They can now pull what you see straight out of your brain. Be that a crime, a breathtaking landscape, or the face of a long-lost loved one, everything you see can now be retrieved at unimaginable levels of precision. Let me emphasize, this isn't science fiction. It's the intersection of neuroscience and AI, where your thoughts are decoded and turned into vivid, tangible visuals. The system is called MindEye2, and in today's video, we'll decrypt the idea, working, and the impact of the system. So, without further ado, let's begin. Scientists have been trying to decode brain signals into language and imagery for years, but the methods suck. Traditional approaches like Elon Musk's Neuralink involve sticking electrodes directly into the brain, which is risky and requires surgery. Other non-invasive methods like MRI machines are just as problematic. They're bulky, expensive, and totally impractical. Plus, they can't accurately turn brain signals into words and images without extra gadgets like eye trackers. However, just a couple months back, medARC, teaming up with Stability AI and a slew of research institutions, has churned out MindEye2, an fMRI to image reconstruction model that whips up top-notch images straight from brain activity. So what's the secret sauce? They non-invasively collect data from human subjects and then fine-tune it using just an hour's worth of one person's brain data. This work was done in collaboration with notable institutions like the Princeton Neuroscience Institute, University of Minnesota, University of Sydney, and the University of Waterloo. Unlike old methods, MindEye2 models were trained on brain data from a bunch of people at once and can easily be fine-tuned to new participants with hardly any training data needed. The model got its initial training and assessment from the Natural Scenes dataset, which used fMRI scans from 8 people subjected to 40 hours of MRI sessions, viewing various natural images repeatedly for 3 seconds each time. Brain activity patterns were collected and averaged for each image, then plugged into MindEye2 for image reconstruction. Participants saw different images, so traditional alignment methods weren't an option. To tackle this, researchers created a fresh alignment technique. First, they linearly mapped brain data to a common latent space per subject, then non-linearly mapped it to a clip image space. After that, they fine-tuned Stable Diffusion XL to adapt clip latence, making it turn MRI signals into pixel data. Given a snapshot of fMRI activity from a participant viewing an image, MindEye can pinpoint the original image from a set of possibilities or recreate the image with its text description. Remarkably, this can be achieved by fine-tuning the model with just an hour of fMRI data from a new subject. Comparisons show that MindEye2 outperforms other methods in this 1-hour training scenario, especially when pre-trained on data from other subjects. Initially, fMRI activity is mapped to a shared subject latent space via subject-specific ridge regression. The model itself is subject-agnostic, comprising an MLP backbone and a diffusion prior. These components generate predicted clip embeddings, which are then reconstructed into images using Stable Diffusion XL. The diffusion prior bridges the clip latent space and the fMR latents, effectively closing the gap between different data types. Rather than separately training alignment to a common subject space, the entire system is trained end-to-end. This means brain data from all participants is incorporated in each batch during the pre-training phase. A comparison of MindEye2 reconstruction metrics across different training and fine-tuning datasets reveals a consistent improvement in performance as more data is utilized for model training. This underscores the effectiveness of the 1-hour training setup, which effectively strikes a balance between scan duration and reconstruction quality, particularly with the initial pre-training on diverse subjects' data. MindEye2 excels in generating image reconstruction from fMRI data, achieving superior outcomes with fewer training samples compared to any other technique. This breakthrough suggests the feasibility of employing deep learning models trained on extensive neuroimaging datasets for new subjects with limited data availability, and it also lays the groundwork for a significant advancement, enabling patients to undergo a single MRI session and generate sufficient data for high-fidelity reconstructions of their visual experiences. Just like any other AI model, this one also has its own set of limitations, and most of them stem from the fact that it makes use of fMRI. Yes, fMRI is a go-to for peeking into brain activity, but it's got its fair share of downsides too. It can't zoom in enough to spot individual neurons, and it's slower than a snail compared to the rapid firing of neurons. Plus, it measures blood flow changes, not the firing itself, adding a lag to the data. Even the slightest changes in the environment can mess up the results. And let's not forget the hefty price tag on those MRI machines, making them a luxury not everyone can afford. And don't get me started on the headaches caused by the ethical red tape. Not only that, fMRI is highly sensitive to motion, demanding subjects remain still and focused during tasks. Even slight movements or distractions can impede decoding efforts. MindEye-2's effectiveness has been demonstrated primarily on natural scenes and to extend its applicability to other image distributions. External data and specialized generative models are necessary. If we talk about the impact, MindEye-2 can shake up the medical world with its brain data visualization capabilities. It can help unlock new ways of neurological diagnostics and monitoring. Its accuracy in spotting conditions like multiple sclerosis, a stroke, Parkinson's disease, and myelopathies give doctors a crystal clear view of what's going on up there. And when it comes to brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs, it's actually paving the way for patients with neurological disorders to finally communicate effectively without any more frustration. It can also be a game changer in neuroplasticity and rehabilitation, uncovering the secrets of neural adaptability post-injury. And let's not forget about neurological disorder research. MindEye-2 is like a magnifying glass for conditions like epilepsy, helping researchers dissect the neural mechanisms at play and test out new treatments. Oh, and did I mention personalized medicine? Yeah, MindEye-2 is all about tailoring treatments to individual brains, because one size definitely does not fit all. Plus, it's boosting the accuracy of neurological imaging and analysis, giving doctors sharper tools for diagnosis and treatment. And last but not least, in the world of neurological research and development, MindEye-2 is leading the change, unlocking the mysteries of the brain and pushing the boundaries of what's possible in neurological care. The model's specialized submodules for retrieval and reconstruction improve training techniques, and training with more parameters contribute to its state-of-the-art performance, opening doors to further advancements in AI and neuroscience integration. You probably heard about the whole mind reading thing, right? Well, it's not sci-fi anymore. It's tied to this nifty test called the Reading of the Mind in the Eyes, or RMET. The test is like the gold standard for measuring theory of mind, or TOM, which is basically our ability to get to see what others are thinking and feeling. So how does it work? You stare at a bunch of eye pics and try to guess what emotions or thoughts are going on behind them. It's a real brain teaser, especially for people with neurological disorders like autism. But why does it matter? Because understanding how we read minds is crucial for social interactions. And here's where MindEye-2 steps in. This bad boy takes the RMET test to the next level by using brain data to reconstruct those eye images. Now, researchers can dive deep into the neural workings of social cognition and even develop new tools to diagnose disorders that mess with people's brains. Do let me know in the comments section what you think about the possible implications of this technology. Some of the best videos I've made recently are popping up on your screens right now. Click and I'll catch you there in a second.